Hey folks, welcome back to George Does Stuff. I'm George. I do stuff, mostly knife reviews, and I do some other stuff too. I do multiple stuff. I'm a multi-tiered individual. I have lots of skills. I have no skills. Anyway, so today we're kicking 2026 off right. Happy New Year if I haven't said that to you or nobody else has. I want to start off like I always do. I want to thank my subscribers. I never ask anybody to subscribe to this channel. I don't know why you would. It is the worst knife review channel on the YouTubes, but I'm proud of it. And it's silly, and I enjoy it, and I enjoy you guys. And I also need to mention that comments. I love you guys' comments. I get comments from people all over the world, which always just blows my mind that anybody is sitting here watching this any place other than my living room and my parents. So anyway, yes, I very much value all your comments, positive or negative. Sometimes they make me cry, sometimes they make me laugh. Recently I did a review that was actually one of my subscribers suggested a knife, and I happened to agree, and I got it, and I don't regret it. It actually turned out to be a fantastic knife. So yes, please comment. I appreciate it. So today we have a kind of special knife. It is a Spyderco. It is a Spyderco SHAMAN. But, believe it or not, it's not this SHAMAN. This is a Spyderco SHAMAN in 15V. For those of you that are not aware, Crucible Steel, which used to make 15V, is gone. They're no longer there. 15V will not be available anymore as far as we know. Even if it is, it probably will not be available in that name. They'll probably change the naming convention. I honestly don't know. I bought this knife on the secondary market. I missed the original drop. I think I paid $400 for this. I believe it's worth more than that now. It might not be. Maybe the price has gone down. I don't know, because Spyderco's really had a huge influx of 15V knives, of which I have several. But to me, I don't want to carry this knife because I know its potential value. And even though it's an amazing knife and I'm losing out by not carrying it, I don't have the kind of money that I can carry around a $400 knife. And if it gets damaged, I'm going to be sad. So I just don't have that kind of money. So this is what we call a safe queen, which means this knife lives in its box in a safe where it never sees the light of day except for very rare reviews, which is a shame because the SHAMAN is without a doubt, I think, possibly the zenith of Spyderco knives. I carry a pair of two. I love pair of twos. It's my most carried knife. My favorite knife design from Spyderco is the Native. The Native 5, I think, is a wonderful, wonderful knife. I have, I think, 3 or 4 of them. I like the little Native. I think everything about that is awesome. And this knife kind of takes all the qualities of the PM2 and the Native, and with a sprinkle with a little bit of Spyderco Strider influence to make a very good, hard use, a pretty hard use folding knife. Probably, in my opinion, the best hard use knife that Spyderco has. It's not a fixed blade. But like I said, I can't carry that around. So I'm glad to report I got this. This is the original SHAMAN, which is kind of odd. I got the 15V before I got the original, but I got this actually on sale, so I didn't pay the ridiculous $280. Me and Metal Complex, not that we know each other, he has no idea who I am. I often have issues with a lot of stuff he says, but I don't have issue with the fact that he says this knife is overpriced, and I can't agree more. Let me tell you, this knife is a great knife. It is a great, 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 great knife. But this does not have $280 worth of materials or craftsmanship in it. This is I think a rock solid $200 knife, a $220 knife. It happens to be what I paid for it, 220 bucks. And, but, oh gosh, man. I mean, this is just, this to me is it. If you sat me down and said, hey, I want you to build a hardish, mid to hard use folder, what would it look like? It'd look like this. It's got S30V steel, one of my absolute favorite steels. It has this awesome drop point design, almost spear point. Love finger choils. Has the perfect finger choil. And I love that Spyderco does these finger choils with actually even a little guard on there to keep you from bopping over into the blade. So that really, and it has perfect jimping up top and perfect jimping in the choil to just lock you in. I mean, your hand is welded in there. This G10, even though it's smooth, just feels absolutely perfect. It is so comfortable. It is so easy to hold on to. It's not going to tear up your jeans if you carry this knife. They have the absolute greatest clip ever. Nice broad, so again, it's not going to tear up your jeans. It's not too tight. This one's actually a little bit tighter than I'd like, but it's still, with that big dip in there, it's really going to be gentle on the lips of your jean pockets. It's not going to tear them up. Deep enough carry because this trails off the end. It's just enough the end is showing that it's not going to freak anybody out. It's going to look like a much smaller knife if rather than having this end. And by the way, like many Spydercos, this is tip up, tip down, right, left carry. Doesn't matter. And that's the great thing about compression locks from Spyderco. Really, this is truly an ambidextrous knife. The action on this is good. I'm terrible at reverse flicks, so don't let that dissuade you. But the edge is stone washed. I really like a good stone washed edge. Of course, these a 100% USA made knife, made in Golden, Colorado, on the planet Earth, which is where I happen to live at the moment. That may change. You never know. This rides on phosphor bronze washers. And again, it has compression lock. Just pinch that. A very, very good lock. A very, very smooth action. It is a little, this one, I could probably loosen it up a little bit. It is not, it's not super loose, but for me, that's fine. This is the exact amount of action I need. I don't want something that's going to be a guillotine. That's, in many ways, that's unsafe, but it still flips open with very little effort. And even with my old, gnarled, old man hands, it comes flinging out just fine. Everything about this knife it's perfect. It is in many ways the perfect knife. The only thing that I could do to this knife to make it any better is turn that into S90V. I believe there is a S90V version of this knife. I do not know the future of S90V. Again, that was a crucible steel, so I don't know if they're going to continue with S90V. And I hate to say it, but I will. I wouldn't mind this in MagnaCut. I can't remember if there's a MagnaCut version or not. I'll have to put a yes or no up here when I figure it out. I will put the dims up here. This is me cueing myself to put the dims up. Pew! I'll put the price up. Pew, pew! Typically, I believe these are like $279 when they're not on sale. They do occasionally go on sale. I will encourage people that if you want the original Shaman like this one, if you can't find it on one of the larger knife dealers that are online, I think I said online twice, but that's okay. This is the worst knife reviews channel on the internet. A lot of times if you go to online gun stores, they will actually have better knife deals than on knife stores. So check out like Midway USA and Palmetto State and Shields, which is just a sporting store. I actually got this at Shields. A lot of times what are not traditional online knife companies, knife stores will actually have better deals than the actual knife stores if you go to a gun or a sporting goods store. So just keep that in mind. It's a little helpful hint from your buddy George, who does stuff. That being said, I don't know what else I can tell you about the knife. It's got wonderful lines to it. G10 is great. It's got an open design to it. It has skeletonized steel liners on the inside. I mean, this knife feels like it can take whatever you dish out. It really does. This, to me, is the most overbuilt Spyderco knife. It's definitely the most overbuilt Spyderco knife that I own. Paramilitary 2s are amazing knives, but the way the tip is designed, they feel like they're brittle, like you could snap the tip. This knife does not feel this way. This knife feels like you could use this as a shovel if you needed to. I mean, this really feels like a robust, beefy, well-built knife, and it is. It is. I don't know if I'd go as far to say that this is on the level of a Strider or Medford or something like that, where you have blade stocks that are 3-4 millimeters thicker than this. But for what it is and for what it costs, I mean, you get a whole lot of knife for what you pay for it. And that being said, let's do some comparisons. Let's see what comes in close to the same size. We got our old friend here. We have my M390 Para 2. You can see they're actually pretty close in size. We got a very reluctant to open Kumu Compadre, which kind of shares a little bit of blade shape. This is another knife that is absolutely outstanding. I love this knife. What else we got here? We got a Microtech LUDT, which is, I would say, substantially smaller. We have my most recently reviewed knife, if I put these out in order, the SOCOM Elite. Oh, look at that bad boy. Yummers. Love me a good Microtech. Now you can see how big and beefy that knife is in comparison. What else can we throw in here real quick? I'll tell you what. Let's grab the Deca Hogue. Throw that little guy in there. Got a little M390, or Magna Cut going on there. Very underrated knife. I always say that every time I take it out because I do not understand why I don't carry it. And let's throw Kershaw Iridium in there just to kind of get there's a beater knife from Kershaw. And again, I'm always surprised at how big that knife is. Still not quite as big as the Shaman, but for $60, man, that's got a whole lot of knife there. Yeah, so there you go, folks. That is your size comparisons for this knife. It's in my opinion, for a duty knife, if you want to call it that, it's the perfect size. It's not so big that you can't put it in your pocket, but it's not so small that it's dainty and prone to getting bent or broken or whatever. So there's only one thing left to do, folks, and that's to do a edge test on it. I honestly don't know how sharp this is. I don't think I've tried to. It feels pretty good. Spyderco's usually pretty good about this stuff, and that feels pretty good. Let's see how it does. Drum roll, please. No drum roll? Okay, we don't have the budget. Sounds about right. All right. Yep. It does feel like there's a little hitch in there somewhere. Yeah, there's got a little grip, made a little bit burr left on there from the factory. It's still plenty sharp though, folks. Yeah, it's still plenty sharp. That, especially for a knife this size, that is just fine. Just fine. Yes, sir. Sorry, folks. I like doing that. I'm sorry. Yeah, so there you go. This to me is a real treat when when you're staring down the barrel of a knife that you wish you could carry all the time, but just financially you just can't do it. And I know people are going to blast me in the comments, and I get it. I apologize for not using my $400 knife. I know that's what it's intended for, and I know I'm missing out because it's a damn good knife. But to be honest, S390 is not a chippy edge. S390 has great wear resistance and corrosion resistance, where 15V will rust if you don't take care of it. This will not, at least not the way I take care of my knives. This may be chippy, although I've heard with the heat treatment, the Big Brown Bear heat treatment, it is not chippy, particularly compared to steels that are in the same hardness level. But S390 is tried and true. I've been carrying an S390 PM2 for 15 years. I know exactly what to expect of the steel, and it has never let me down. I absolutely love it. It's generally easy once you get it sharp. It's easy to keep it sharp, touch it up, it takes a good edge if you have the right stones or bands, depending on what you use to sharpen it. It is not that difficult to sharpen. There's a whole legend built around how difficult S30V is to sharpen. It's not that hard to sharpen, folks. If you have the right stones, there is no steel that's that hard to sharpen. I mean, I have a ZDP 189 knife that it's hardened to 67 HRC, and I sharpened it with the Apex Pro knife sharpener, and I got a ridiculous edge on it that it still has. So, I mean, if you're worried about buying a knife because it's hard to sharpen, don't. Just be prepared to know what you need to use to sharpen it. And the great thing about S30V is that S30V, you don't need to get some absolutely exotic, TS Prof, type thing with, $800 Romanian diamond embedded stones. You just don't have to do that. You can get the standard, Edge Apex Pro, and you'll be fine. And cheap. You can get the cheap diamond stones that come with a lot of these Chinese brands will get this plenty of sharp. I mean, as long as they're legit diamond stones. So yeah, there you have it. I don't know why I digressed down a rabbit hole of how to sharpen S30V, but long story short, it's not that hard. Just make sure you have the right stones for it, right sharpening system. Yeah, and this is a fantastic blade, fantastic design, perfect weight, perfect size, perfect shape, perfect blade material, perfect scales, perfect compression, perfect lock mechanism, great pivot. You can carry it tip up, tip down, right, left. This is it, folks. This to me is the zenith in knives for everyday carry. This is the perfect everyday carry knife for me. I'm not going to say it's perfect for everybody. I'm not going to say it's perfect for you. But in my mind's eye, if I were to design a knife, this would be the knife I designed. So hats off to Spyderco. I know this knife has been out for a long time. I'm sorry it took me this long to get around to it. It took me that long to find it on sale, hint, hint, Spyderco. But just a fantastic knife. And in my opinion, in a lot of ways, this may be, barring the sprint runs, this may be the best Spyderco knife available. And by default, one of the best mass-produced knives available in the United States. I really feel that strongly about it. This is possibly one of my favorite knives, if not my favorite knife. I will eventually put my own edge on this knife. I don't think this knife is anywhere near as sharp as it could be. And so that will be a project for the future. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the factory edge until I feel like it really needs to be sharpened, because it's for what I'm going to use this knife for, it's absolutely fine the way it is. And you're absolutely fine the way you are. And that's how we're going to end the video, on a high note. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you suffered through this video all the way, I very much appreciate it. Again, thank you to all my subscribers. I can't thank you enough. And I'm always happy to hear from you guys, positive or negative. If you want something to say, you got a question to ask me, if you want to tell me I'm a silly old man, that's all good. I'm here for you. Just reach out and put in the comments. I will do my best to reply as soon as I can. Thank you guys again, and hope to talk to you soon. Hey everybody, welcome back to George Does Stuff. I'm George, I do stuff, and I have a reason to pause this video, so that's what I'm going to do.